Welcome to my Spring Major Rookie Walkthrough video. In this video, I will walk you through the shots I will use and some of the possible alternatives. Play according to your clubs, balls, and skill level. This is a guide and is not meant as the absolute solution, but more like a starting place to begin your note-taking process and help you prepare for the tournament. Please remember that this does not feature the actual tournament wind that we will see and will only be known once the tournament begins. Finally, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future Erelic gaming content. Let's get into it. Welcome to hole number 1 of the Spring Major, a par 4, which is a very realistic chance for an eagle. I play both the drive and the second shot at 10% elevation. For me, the predominant play on the drive is to play to the right side of the hole between the bunkers. I used an extra mile and a marlin ball and applied maximum topspin and a bit of overpower too. However, the overpower is not required and can be quite risky, so play the shot according to your abilities and avoid the bunkers at all costs. Consider using a higher power ball and you can reach the same distance with less overpower. For the approach to the hole, I play the shot at mid or medium distance. The club you use is either a long iron, such as a backbone or Goliath, or if you gain more distance than me on the drive, a thorn or a hornet. For each of these shots, I add 1 to 2 bars of backspin and aim directly at the pin, being sure to leave enough space between the end of the ball guide and the hole to account for lower level clubs and the ball guide that they're not showing. And also be sure to check the distance of your club just to make sure that you're adjusting for the correct distance.
Perfect shot. Eagle.
Welcome to the first par 3 of the Jamil Dunes course. This is a hole that I prefer to play as a rough bump, unless we have a strong crosswind, even though I might pull out a kingmaker and try the shot anyway. I play here with a basic ball and a Goliath at 10% downhill elevation. However, in tournament play, I would recommend a marlin at the minimum. Playing here in a strong tailwind with 3.5 bars of topspin and a small amount of left curl, a bar of left spin, or a touch more curl, this one would be in the hole.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
So here on the first par 5 of the tournament, and we're already shooting for Albatross, I play both shots at 10% downhill elevation. The first is played with maximum topspin and perhaps some left or perhaps some right spin if the wind indicates it. However, the goal being to bounce over the rough to the second fairway as far down as possible, being sure to avoid the rough on the left and the bunker on the right.
Perfect shot.
For the second shot, I add 3 bars of backspin with my Viper 7, almost 3, and aim directly at the pin. I was very fortunate with the wind of this shot being so low and playing in a favorable tailwind condition. But the exact same concept applies to the way I'll play this shot in the tournament. A straightforward hole that is a very good chance for an extra drop. To me, if I have a sniper 6, 7 plus, I'm going to play that instead of the Viper. Line it up, get it to the pin. You got a great chance for an extra drop here. Good luck.
Perfect shot. Albatross.
This par 3 is very straightforward, but by no means a gimme. I like to play just in front of the rough with either a backbone or a Goliath. Now coming to this hole as a shootout, I played with what was in my bag, adjust for 10% elevation, and I would prefer to use a full 3 bars of backspin, or maybe even 3.5 to 4, to not cut the landing position quite so close to the rough. But with the slight headwind, which we have been seeing more of on par 3s in rookie tournaments, this is the max that I had to work with. I aimed directly at the pin, knowing that the headwind push would compress the ball guide, and just hoped it would be enough.
Hole in one.
Here we are on the second par 4 of the tournament, and once again we're looking for an extra drop. You're more than welcome to bring a club with high topspin, such as a Thor's Hammer or a big topper, and a power 5 ball to play it with maximum overpower down the left side and shoot the pin with a short iron or a wedge. However, with an extra mile 5 and a basic ball, I opted for the more simple route to the right. I adjust for 10% and apply maximum topspin. Be sure to aim just slightly right of center, as this fairway has a bit of a slope to the left. I play the second shot at negative 10%, which is uphill, and I choose my favorite short iron club, such as the Thorn or the Hornet. Adding my standard 2 bars of backspin, I leave the ball guide slightly short of the pin to account for the low-level ball guide that's missing. Adjust cleanly and hit perfect. Good luck. Hole 6 is a par 5 where I don't see a lot of rookie players scoring an Albatross. My play here is to gain an eagle as consistently as possible. I do believe that we will see a lot of players score birdies and pars here, so choose your routes accordingly. The drive sets up for me with 10% elevation and an extra mile. I add maximum topspin, and normally I would add a bar of right spin too. I do recommend a power 3 ball here, such as a Titan, to make the hole much easier to reduce the need for overpower. However, try to reach as far down the fairway and past the right bunkers if possible. The second shot won't be played directly at the pin, for this example anyway, so you can bring any wood club you like with a lot of distance. You know, the big dog would play here quite well. Add topspin and right spin, and try to get as close to the green as possible. There is a big rough bump here available if you play your drive long enough, but for a safe situation, I play the second shot at 10% elevation and get it down to the green. And so then here, for shot number 3, it's a 0% wedge play. Set this up as per your standard routine in accordance with the wind. I adjusted this example at minimum distance and was fortunate to have a nice low incoming headwind. Remember, there is going to be a lot of players playing the rough bump here. By all means, if that works out well for you on that second shot, all the power to you. However, I just want to show that with a routine set of rookie clubs and a basic ball, you can still get an eagle on this very long and difficult par 5. Good luck.
Eagle.
I see 2 main ways to play this par 3. My preferred route is the rough bump directly in front of the hole. I adjusted here with 10% elevation and used a Goliath in maximum distance. I wasn't sure of the exact play here, so I estimated 1.5 bars of backspin. However, I would say that 2 bars would have played very nicely here. Also, as per all par 3s, using as good of a wind ball as possible, anywhere from a Navigator, even a Marlin, up to a Kingmaker or better, is always a good way to improve your chances of a hole-in-one.
Nice on.
So then, the second route that I play on this hole is to the left side. I use a long iron, once again, such as a Backbone or a Goliath. Had this been a tailwind, I would have wanted the ball guide to come up a bit short of the hole. I set it up at 10% for all options, rough bump included. If it was a crosswind, this setup would have been fairly close. Yet in a headwind, I would have done better with the ball guide aimed a bit behind the hole. Now I also feel that I was a bit heavy with the backspin, but this is still a shot in the making for me. I just wanted to show you the route and give you my thoughts on the setup as a possible option for some players in the tournament. especially if we're playing into a headwind. We might want to avoid that rough bump. Good luck to you on hole number 7.
Nice on.
The 8th hole is once again another very good chance at a drop. A consistent theme here in the Jamil Dunes, and one that I believe will lead to very low scoring tournament. I like the drive with 10% elevation and maximum topspin to get it over to the second fairway. It is absolutely possible to play this drive more aggressively with a power 3, 4, 5 ball, overpower, and all the topspin to maybe even get to green. Yet for me, here with a basic ball, I tend to avoid risk, and this is the shot here for me. I do apply a bit of overpower just to give us that added advantage of distance and being as close to the green as possible without overly endangering our shot. That left-hand bunker is certainly in play. The second shot, I play with a thorn. Now you could choose a different short iron if you choose, in maximum distance. It is important to note that there is a little glitchy spot directly in front of this hole. You should absolutely play a ball with some side spin so that you can approach the shot with 2 to 3 bars of right spin, 2 bars of backspin, and avoid that glitch. I played here at 0% elevation and 0 spin into a strong headwind, but in the tourney I'll almost certainly play here. Like I said, 2 back, 2 to 3 right. Gives us a really nice into the pin.
Perfect shot. Nice on.
Hole 9 is a good chance for an albatross, but in most rookie cases, a consistent opportunity for eagle. The second shot is either a rough bump or a bounce over, and I'll show you both with these examples. This drive has quarterback or a big power shot written all over it. However, I have managed to make it work with a low-level extra mile and a basic ball. Set up with the right side of the yellow ring, touching the rough, and do not hit a great ball. I use 1 bar of topspin at 10% downhill with maximum right curl. Obviously, this is the most difficult way to execute this drive. A little bit of side spin or some proper curl, you'd be in a much nicer position. However, here we are on the fairway. I played the second shot at 20% downhill, and a wood club such as a Viper or a mid-level sniper. I play it at maximum distance and look to the second bounce to be sure it reaches over the bunkers to land safely on the green or close to it. So on the second path of this hole, it's a very similar drive setup. I still adjust for 10% on the first shot, yet with the left to right wind, I was able to add a little more than 2 bars of topspin with the same setup as the first example. Be sure to use maximum right curl with this level of extra mile. Obviously, even stepping up to a marlin would make this shot much easier, but as I demonstrate here, it can be done with a basic ball in the correct wind. Right to left wind, you will most likely find yourself in the rough. So then, to play the rough bump, there's a nice triangle-shaped patch of rough between the bunkers up near the green. It just calls to be bumped. Do so at 20% elevation. I used my max topspin that the club allowed, 1.5 bars, yet if you have some right spin as well, be sure to use it. This is a very good chance for an albatross. And as you can see, because of the lack of right spin, I added a bit of right curl there just to try to direct that ball over. Good luck to you in the spring major.
Nice on.
Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in to my rookie walkthrough for the spring major. I hope that this information can help you prepare well and shoot low on the weekend. If you have any comments or feedback of any kind, please leave it in the comments section below and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Also, please remember to subscribe now to join Erelic Gaming and not miss out on any of my future content. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out to show your approval. It's been my absolute pleasure to share this walkthrough with you, and I look forward to seeing you out on the course. Good luck to you in the Spring Major.